CBS 12 News at 11. Drones and dirty bomb detectors at the big game.
Threats officials are tackling that probably never crossed your mind.
And a look inside Super Bowl security from the men and women protecting the game.
Is there hope for the terminally ill? A COVID vaccine in under a year. Can they do it again for people with debilitating diseases?
You have to incentivize these companies.
The news starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Liz Quirantes.
I'm Jim Grimes. Super Bowl weekend is here, and security for the big game in and around Tampa is like nothing the city has seen before.
Let's take a live look now at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, where crews are already prepping for the Sunday kickoff with security measures in place. We have team coverage tonight in the sky and on the ground. We begin with our Jay O'Brien, who was given an exclusive glimpse at the security measures that include bringing in federal border agents.
Yeah, security in Tampa is about as tight as it gets. They've brought in assets from across the country, including teams with customs and border protection from as far away as Texas and as close to home as the Treasure Coast.
I'm staying about 500 feet.
There's no hiding from the cockpit of this Black Hawk helicopter.
Beautiful systems instruments fuel.
Piloted by Customs and Border Protection Air and Marine Operations, the roar of its rotors about all you can hear 500 feet above downtown Tampa and the stadium hosting Sunday's game.
One of the things these Black Hawk helicopters are enforcing here is a flight restriction. Can't get in here without the proper clearance, but they've also got eyes on the ground.
Cameras mounted on the Black Hawk give Supervisory Special Agent Todd Gale a day and a night bird's eye view and intel for the ground.
It's creating a wall so not even one person can slip through. It's a comprehensive multi-layered approach.
The Department of Homeland Security understands the Super Bowl could be a target of enemies foreign and domestic. Tampa police know the city best, so they're running day-to-day security supported by the FBI, Secret Service, TSA, and of course, Customs and Border Protection. In the air and on the water. These boats, in particular, are from Fort Pierce, tasked with responding to crises fast along Tampa's waterways and protecting Super Bowl crowds, many gathering along the city's Riverwalk.
We're looking for it all, just whatever can bring danger or harm to the public. All right, you gonna catch one more? You got ready? Oh!
But there's another side to this effort, connecting with the people they've sworn to protect.
We want them to be our partners. You know, there are more of them than there are of us.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you see something, say something.
This sizable security mission may seem extraordinary, but they tell us it's typical of every Super Bowl.
It's the most televised sporting event in America, and we're going to make sure that they can do that safely and securely.
A promise and the force to back it up in a time of national uncertainty. There's also a serious intelligence gathering operation at work here, tracking threats from domestic extremists, even lone wolves, on places like social media, all part of a persistent security presence that we're seeing play out across the nation. I'm Jay O'Brien, CBS 12 News.
Since the September 11th attacks, the Super Bowl's always been viewed as a potential target for terrorists. Networks of security cameras have been installed to watch every move, and incoming deliveries are scanned with giant X-ray machines. Fighter jets will also be on patrol, prepared to take out any threat from the air. And in the past week, the National Security Administration has been flying special helicopters over the city of Tampa, taking background radiation measurements that can detect any spikes that might indicate a weapon or perhaps a dirty bomb in the area. And for the people attending the game, well, the names will be checked against the criminal and intelligence database, and facial recognition software is also being used to identify anyone on the government's terrorist watch list. It may be the 55th Super Bowl, but this game has a lot of firsts.
The Bucs are the first team to play on their home stadium, but it won't be the only historic moment. Sports director John Evanson is here with more.
Well, guys, whether the Bucs or Chiefs win on Sunday, Super Bowl 55 will be historic. Sarah Thomas is ready to inspire as much as Tom Brady, the first woman to officiate the Super Bowl. Thomas will serve as a down judge in Sunday's big game after 6 years of experience in the NFL. From Pee Wee games to officiating high school games, the now 47-year-old worked her way up, but was told she would never be hired as a junior college referee. That all changed one day under the lights.
what I thought was going to be my last game. Dr. Joe Haynes worked in the NFL. He was a supervisor. He was a scout for the NFL, and he watched me work, and he called me and said, I think you've got what it takes to go to the next level. I always say it's not roadblocks, they're speed bumps, and I've got to do what I can to get over it.
Another exciting reason to watch. You can watch the Super Bowl 55 right here with us, 6:30 p.m. Sunday on CBS 12.
Canadian singer known as The Weeknd will be performing in the halftime show. The artist is known for his graphic and violent music videos, but has promised to tone it down for the Super Bowl. He's even put on $7 million of his own money to make the show that much better.
Now that football season is nearly over, today the NFL announced all 32 stadiums will be turned into vaccination sites. Palm Beach County unveiled another mass vaccination site at the South Florida Fairgrounds. The facility has the capability to vaccinate up to 7,000 people per day. Mayor Dave Kerner says it shows the federal government they are ready for phase 2 of vaccinations, which, according to the CDC, includes teachers, child care workers, anyone with underlying conditions, the homeless and the disabled, and even prisoners and jail staff. Mayor Kerner says the site will be up and running by Wednesday by appointment only. The federal government is working to get more private pharmacies involved in distributing the vaccine, with shipments heading out as early as next week. Here in Florida, only Publix, Walmart, and Winn-Dixie were selected as partners. CVS and Walgreens were left off the list. Winn-Dixie locations have yet to be announced.
Eye on education. Standardized testing now just a few weeks away for students, and some Palm Beach County educators are pushing for those tests not to count this year. They believe the pandemic will lead to lower test scores. A state test determined teacher salaries and student retention. Dr. Donald Fenoy, he says that they should be administered so that we know what kind of help students need, but not to gauge their performance.
Just trying to figure out how to get to, advocate for fewer, for assessments not to count to our kids, so that we don't penalize them because of the realities of COVID.
In some cases, the students can be held back a grade level because of poor performance, but Dr. Fenoy says that would create a logistical and financial nightmare for the district since school budgets are based on class size.
People around the world are mourning the loss of Oscar-winning actor Christopher Plummer. Plummer's manager said the actor passed away at his home in Connecticut today at the age of 91. He was perhaps best known for his role as Captain Von Trapp in The Sound of Music. Plummer won a Supporting Actor Academy Award for his role in the 2010 film Beginners. Just ahead at 11, could fighting COVID help the battle in terminal illnesses? Our CBS 12 News I-Team investigates that possibility. It's a story you'll see only on CBS 12 News.
And more mild temperatures headed our way as we go through the weekend, but we also have showers that are going to be building in along a frontal boundary that's moving down through the state. I'll time that out for you and show you when we may get some showers and maybe some gusty storms coming up in my forecast.
At 11, Fox Business has suddenly canceled Lou Dobbs Tonight, the network's highest-rated show. Dobbs routinely defended Donald Trump, even as the former president spread false claims of mass election fraud. The sudden cancellation of Lou Dobbs Tonight, which has been on the air since 2011, came one day after Smartmatic, a voting tech company, filed a massive $2.7 billion defamation lawsuit against Fox News, Dobbs, and 2 other Fox hosts. Tonight was reportedly his final broadcast.
President Biden says he hopes to vaccinate 100 million people in the first 100 days in office. And Liz, if that happens, it would be a huge accomplishment.
It would, Jim. Tonight in the second part of our special report, CBS 12 News is looking into whether Operation Warp Speed might have established a blueprint for combating disease beyond COVID-19, maybe even some of the deadliest conditions humans face. Here's the I-Team's Mike Magnoli and Danielle Wall.
When you get a diagnosis and the disease has no cure, the path ahead is uncertain and scary. Add a pandemic and the fear can be all-consuming. But you are about to meet 2 women who have hope that we can go from COVID to cures. Right now, there are more than 6,000 diseases in the world that don't have one. How are you feeling today in general?
Today I'm feeling pretty good. Like I said, I just had my infusions.
There are days when Boca Raton mom Jennifer Gutierrez can barely get out of bed.
Sunshine helps. Today's a good day. Today's a really good day.
Her multiple sclerosis flares up. She loses feeling in her body. Simply moving is sometimes impossible.
Constant.
Other symptoms include tremors. brain fog.
I pray every night that they come up with a cure for MS, because living with it is the most horrible thing you can do.
Jennifer was diagnosed 15 years ago. Since then, she's gotten monthly injections to keep her MS from progressing, but they also suppress her immune system, putting her at a greater risk for getting COVID-19.
If I got COVID, I probably would not survive.
These days, Jennifer rarely leaves the house except for an occasional walk around the neighborhood.
Like getting a flu vaccine.
But the pandemic could be bringing scientists closer to a cure for MS. BioNTech, the German company that developed a COVID vaccine with Pfizer, is reporting a breakthrough. Based on the same mRNA technology used to make the COVID vaccine, scientists have developed a formula that seems to reverse autoimmune diseases like MS in mice.
It sounds great, but I'm very, what's the word? Part of my disease is I have a loss for words.
Hesitant?
Hesitant, that's the word, to do that, because I don't want to be a guinea pig.
Look straight ahead.
That nervousness is something that doctors at GEM Research Institute in Atlantis have to deal with all the time. But so-called guinea pigs are critical to every human drug trial.
Without volunteerism, there's no progress.
Dr. Mark Goldstein is a principal investigator at GEM Research focusing on Alzheimer's.
I'm very encouraged that well within my lifetime, I hope, we will have a cure for this terrible disease.
In order to get there, patients must be willing to try experimental treatments. Tens of thousands of Americans stepped up for COVID vaccine trials, a spirit Dr. Goldstein says is carrying over to other illnesses.
We are seeing a definite rise in people who are willing to participate, understanding that not participating is not the answer. You can be part of the solution or you can be part of the problem.
Jane Burnham is committed to being part of the solution.
I still say ouchie every once in a while.
4 years into her Alzheimer's diagnosis, Jane's volunteering in a clinical trial exploring whether monoclonal antibodies will attack the plaque in her brain.
We got married in '66.
I like this one.
She and her husband Jim are convinced this treatment is slowing the progression of Jane's memory loss, buying them more time together.
We met when we were 16 years old in high school. This woman's loved me for 50 years.
I'm just hoping and praying that things happen so the disease can go away. And I hope I'm part of that.
I'm Mike Magnoli in West Palm Beach, and this is the 21st Century Cures Act, legislation signed into law by President Obama in 2016. It invested $6.3 billion into finding cures for patients like Jane and Jennifer. And we saw what a huge investment in stopping COVID was able to accomplish, so the I-Team wanted to know, might we be able to do it again?
Yes, and we're going to focus on these vouchers.
Florida Congressman Gus Bilirakis helped to author the 21st Century Cures Act with special attention to sections dealing with Parkinson's disease. He says giving drug companies tax breaks is critical to finding a cure.
You have to incentivize these companies. Otherwise, they're not going to go through the process because it's too expensive and too time-consuming.
Parkinson's is the fastest growing neurological disorder in the world. But right now, Parkinson's research only gets $200 million a year in funding. In 2020, we spent upwards of $3.5 billion on COVID research, and as COVID got more money, it also got less red tape from the FDA. The congressman says that's as important as money to the success of these programs.
The Operation Warp Speed has proven that there's too much bureaucracy there with regard to the FDA. I mean, this is really almost a miracle that we got this vaccine within a few months, where it usually takes 5 to 10 years. So we need to commit to something like this, and we have the framework, we have the model.
Two models, if you think about it, the 21st Century Cures Act and Operation Warp Speed. And after the 21st Century Cures Act passed, first year out of the gate, the FDA approved a record 59 new drugs. Jim, Liz?
So, Mike, what is the normal amount of drugs that the FDA approves every year?
Annually, you're talking about 25 to 30. So here comes the 21st Century Cures Act, and it doubles.
Wow.
And these are big medical programs. How does Congress view these? Has this become a political issue, a partisan one?
The parties actually unite behind causes like this. When the 21st Century Cures Act was up for a vote on Capitol Hill, on the Senate side, it was 94 yeses, and in the House, 392 yeses, only 26 noes. So both Republicans and Democrats realize how many people are rooting for programs like this. Jim,
Great work there. Okay, if you have missed part 1 of this investigation, COVID to Cures, we have posted it at our website. Just head to CBS12.com. You can look on the iTeam tab. It's at the top of our homepage.
All right, turning now to weather, a live look tonight at downtown West Palm Beach, where temperatures are in the 60s tonight. So the big question, will it warm up for our weekend? Chief Meteorologist Vitas Reed joins us now with that answer. Vitas?
Yeah, beautiful shot of downtown there. And looking at Lake Worth, we're looking at mild temperatures out there, mildly cool, not too bad. You might need a light jacket tonight, but we'll warm up as we go through the day tomorrow once again into those upper 70s, brushing 80 degrees in many areas. And it looks like those winds have calmed down, but we do have a frontal boundary sitting just to the north, and that's going to continue to make its way down, giving us a chance for some rain across the area. So we're going to watch that very closely. 59 degrees, Vero Beach, looking at Port St. Lucie at right around 62 degrees, 64 Indiantown, Wellington 63 degrees, Boynton right at 68 degrees. So still holding steady on those upper to mid 60s, partly cloudy skies, giving it only a slight chance for maybe a passing shower, but that's going to be mainly to the north of us as we go through the overnight. Our better chance for rain really moves in as we get into the mid-morning afternoon for tomorrow, and better chances towards the evening to get some sustained rain across the area, maybe some heavy rainmakers at times. So Saturday afternoon looks like this. Temperature-wise, we're looking pretty good as far as upper 70s, low 80s. So Stewart, you're going to be about 80 degrees, 81 West Palm Beach, 77 in Vero, looking at Okeechobee about 78 degrees for your high, and then down to Boca right around 81. Partly sunny with showers and thunderstorms that are possible. Now, the only concern is that some of those storms could drop some heavy rain and give us some gusty winds. So as we see this activity start popping up, I paused the timestamp here right about 2 o'clock. So we can see 2 o'clock, we're looking at showers, some thunderstorms popping up across the area along the I-95 corridor. Now, some of these could be heavier rainmakers because we have this high pressure that is helping bring up that southerly flow, but we have that front that's just to the north near Daytona. So you're getting a little bit of a squeeze play in the atmosphere, and that's helping lift the atmosphere, and we get a little bit of quick instability out there. Could there be some gusty winds, heavy downpours of rain? Possibly, and there could be even an isolated tornado. Can't rule it out. So just a weather-aware day for tomorrow afternoon, and maybe even into Sunday morning as that front kind of sticks around. Now, you see where Tampa is over here. Of course, we got the Super Bowl going on. It looks like we could see by Sunday morning, this front will start pushing through. So most of the heavier rain or organized showers should have pushed through that region. Still, there could be maybe a residual shower earlier in the morning. The ground may be red at the stadium, but it looks like it clears out and tries to make a comeback as we get into late overnight, Sunday night into Monday, as we're seeing this stationary front kind of retract back across the state. So we'll still have a potential for some showers and thunderstorms across the area late Saturday night, Sunday. So zooming on here, we could see the risk as far as any severe weather. There is a potential, a marginal risk. You can see right here in the darker green shaded area stretching across the Treasure Coast over Lake Okeechobee and just north and west of West Palm Beach. So that means it's a little bit of a chance to get maybe some gusty winds, heavy downpours of rain. Some of these thunderstorms could issue some lightning out there. So just we have to keep an eye to the sky and be aware of that as we go through the later afternoon. Time-wise, I think it'd be after about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, we'll start seeing the potential for some of those storms to be a little more gusty. As far as the Super Bowl forecast, tailgate time, we're looking at about 67 degrees, halftime 65, 62 as the final snap, and I'm thinking we're getting about a 20% chance for a stray shower because that front is so close by. But for the most part, I think we're going to see partly sunny to partly clear skies out there as we settle in into the afternoon, evening for the game. As far as rain chances as we go down the road here, Saturday will be the highest potential. Sunday, we see about a 60% chance. Monday, 40% chance, and it lessens into early portions of next week. Much needed rain because we've been well below normal across the state as far as rainfall totals. Now, what are we looking at as far as that rainfall? How much could we see? Well, probably anywhere. The model runs are showing about 3/4 of an inch. Some pockets could get as much as as an inch. So we do need that, as we've been really running a little bit lower as far as dry conditions out there. So the weekend in review, a little closer look for Saturday and Sunday. It looks like we'll see those temperatures in the upper 70s, lower 80s, with that chance for showers and thunderstorms across the area, especially through the afternoon Saturday night, and then into Sunday morning. So keep an eye to the sky if you're outdoors. And then your 7-day forecast looks like we'll see those temperatures in those upper 70s, low 80s. It'll be a warm weekend, which is nice. Overnight lows in the 70s. Each day we'll have that potential for some rain as we get through the weekend. Earlier in through the middle of the week, we start to clear out a little bit Wednesday, Thursday of next week. But nonetheless, keep an umbrella nearby because we may be needing it. Back to you guys.
Here's a look from Drone 12 flying over Palm Beach shores. We'll be right back.
Hubbard radio stations, proud sponsors of the CBS 12 News Network, the one to turn to. South Florida Honda Sports Report.
Well, Buccaneers tight end Rob Gronkowski will be making his 6th Super Bowl appearance on Sunday, but for his mom, Diane, it'll be the 6th time that she's watched at the edge of her seat as her son plays in the biggest of games. Diane Walters right here has seen it all from Gronk, from watching Rob in Little League to winning his 3rd Super Bowl title. But this season was drastically different than the rest. Diane lives in the suburbs of Fort Myers, so when Gronk played for the New England Patriots, he was never able to see his mom. But this year, when the Bucs had home games, he would drive up and have dinner with his mom after matchups. The time spent with her son never gets old, just like winning the Super Bowl.
You don't get used to it. It's still the reward at the end of a long season. It's achievements from 17, 18 years go into that one game. Everything has built up for all those years to go into that one game.
Well, the reigning Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, have to stick with the plan and go 1-0 one more time, hoping to win back-to-back Super Bowl championships by Sunday's end. Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce says the way to do that is to beat Tom Brady. Can Kelce sack Brady? No, but the tight end says the Chiefs offense will have to make sure they put up 6 points each and every time they're on the field in order to compete with the Bucs. Kelce is 2nd in the league with 1,400 receiving yards this season, has notched 11 touchdowns, the 5th most in the NFL, but even a confident Kelce knows what the Chiefs are up against on Sunday.
When you're going up against a great quarterback like Tom Brady is, and how legendary he's been in games like this, you just have to be able to control what you can control, and that's what we do on the offensive side of the ball. We preach, situational football, taking care of the football, winning the turnover battle. Things like that are things that we can control.
Well, there's a brotherly battle, too. If Travis wins a 2nd Super Bowl title, he will have one more than his brother, Jason Kelce, who won the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2017. You can watch Super Bowl 55 with us right here, 6:30 p.m. kickoff Sunday on CBS 12.
Be sure to stay tuned to The Late Show with Stephen Colbert right after CBS 12 News at 11. We'll be right back.
If you see breaking news happen or have a news tip, call the CBS 12 News tip line at 561-881-0796.
And it looks like we are going to continue to see those warmer temperatures out there as we go into the weekend. Mid-upper 70s, low 80s, but we have a severe weather threat tomorrow, a marginal risk, giving us a chance for some gusty storms, heavy downpours of rain, lightning, maybe an isolated tornado. So awareness week. And as we see for Saturday, Sunday morning, some showers, and they'll clear out for the Super Bowl. We'll probably have just a trailing shower over there in the western edge of the state, but we get more sun and clouds as we get into early next week. And it looks like temperatures are still staying on the warm side of things. Back to you guys.
All right. Hope to have a great weekend. Don't forget to join Terry Hornstein for CBS 12 News this morning, starting at 5 a.m.
Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you on Sunday.